Today, we are delving deep into the mysterious world of werewolves, the legendary creatures that have haunted our imaginations for centuries. From their enigmatic origins to the various fascinating stories across different cultures, get ready to embark on a thrilling journey into the realm of the werewolf. Before we dive into the legends, let's understand the origin of the werewolf myth. The concept of the werewolf is believed to have emerged from the mists of time, combining folklore, mythology, and historical accounts. While there's no definitive origin story, several intriguing theories have been proposed, so let's explore them. One of the earliest werewolf stories is found in the Epic of Gilgamesh, the oldest known Western prose, dating back to around 2100 BCE. In this story, Gilgamesh, the king of Uruk, rejects the advances of the goddess Ishtar because she had turned her previous lover into a wolf. He says to her, "You loved the shepherd of the flock. He made you a meal of cheese every day. You struck him and turned him into a wolf. Now his own herd boys chase him away. His own hounds worry his flanks." Another ancient werewolf story is the legend of Lycaon, the son of Pelasgus, who was the king of Arcadia in Greece. According to the legend, Lycaon angered Zeus, the king of the gods, by serving him a meal made from the remains of a sacrificed boy. As punishment, Zeus turned Lycaon and his sons into wolves. This story is told by various sources such as Ovid's Metamorphoses, Apollodorus's Bibliotheca, and Pausanias's description of Greece. A similar story is the legend of Romulus and Remus, the twin brothers who founded Rome. According to the legend, they were the sons of Rhea Silvia, a Vestal virgin, and Mars, the god of war. They were abandoned as infants in a basket on the banks of the Tiber River, where they were suckled by a she-wolf. Later, they were found and raised by a shepherd named Faustulus. When they grew up, they decided to build a city on the site where they were saved by the wolf. However, they quarreled over the location and Romulus killed Remus. Romulus then became the first king of Rome. Now we can talk about werewolves in different parts of the world, such as the Beast of Gévaudan from France. In the 18th century, the province of Gévaudan, France, was plagued by a series of brutal attacks on locals, attributed to a creature known as the Beast. This monstrous, werewolf-like creature terrorized the region, killing over 100 people. Though many hunters tried to stop it, the beast's identity remains a mystery to this day. The legend of Lycaon, ancient Greece. Greek mythology tells the tale of King Lycaon, who offended the gods with his arrogance. As punishment, Zeus transformed him into a wolf. This story laid the groundwork for the term lycanthropy, the transformation of a human into a wolf. The Navajo Skinwalkers, Native American folklore. Among the Navajo people, the legend of skinwalkers speaks of witches who could assume the form of animals, including wolves. These shapeshifters were feared and believed to bring misfortune or death to those who encountered them. The Werewolves of Ossory, Ireland. Irish mythology has its share of werewolves too. The story goes that the chieftain Ossory and his followers were cursed by Saint Natalis, transforming them into wolves for 7 years as a penance for their evil deeds. The legend of the Rougarou, Louisiana, USA. In the swamps of Louisiana, a chilling legend tells of the Rougarou, a creature resembling a werewolf. According to Cajun folklore, the Rougarou emerges from the bayous during the night to terrorize those who break their Lenten promises. It is believed that if someone hears the Rougarou's call, they will be doomed to become a Rougarou themselves. The tale of the White Wolf, Russia. In Russian folklore, the story of the White Wolf centers around a prince who, after a curse from a vengeful witch, transforms into a magnificent white wolf at night. In his wolf form, he embarks on heroic quests to protect the innocent and fight evil. Over time, he learns to embrace his dual identity and finds redemption for his past mistakes. The Werewolf of Bedburg, Germany. In the small German town of Bedburg during the 16th century, a series of brutal killings struck terror into the hearts of its residents. Peter Stump, also known as the Werewolf of Bedburg, was accused of committing these heinous acts. He was eventually captured, tortured, and executed for his alleged crimes. The tale of Stump's savagery became one of the most infamous werewolf trials in history. The legend of the Lycanthrope clan, India. In some tribal communities of India, there's a belief in a clan of individuals possessing the power to shapeshift into wolves at will. These lycanthropes are said to be guardians of the forests and protectors of nature. They use their ability to communicate with animals and maintain a delicate balance between humans and the natural world. The Hound of Dartmoor, England. Dartmoor, an eerie and mystical landscape in England, is said to be haunted by a phantom black dog known as the Hound of Dartmoor. The creature is believed to be a harbinger of death and disaster. Some versions of the legend describe the hound as a cursed soul, doomed to roam the moors in the form of a monstrous black dog. The were-tiger of Asia. While werewolves dominate European folklore, Asia has its share of shapeshifter legends too. In countries like India, Indonesia, and Malaysia, tales of were-tigers prevail. Similar to werewolves, were-tigers are humans who can transform into tigers. They are often associated with protection, power, and vengeance. Werewolves in Norse mythology. There are also stories of humans who can turn into wolves in Norse mythology. One of them is the tale of Sigmund and Sinfjotli, as told in the Volsunga saga. They are father and son who find two enchanted wolf skins that can transform them into wolves for 10 days. They put on the skins and go on a rampage in the forest, killing many people and animals. However, they also quarrel with each other, and Sigmund wounds Sinfjotli in his wolf form. He then heals him with a magic herb, and they burn the wolf skins to return to their human shape. Another story is the tale of Kveldolf and his sons, Skallagrim and Thorolf, as told in Egil's saga. Kveldolf means evening wolf, and he's a man who has a berserker rage that makes him act like a wolf at night. He passes this trait to his sons, who also become fierce warriors and shapeshifters. Skallagrim is especially known for his ability to change into various animals, such as a bear, an ox, or a seal. These are some examples of werewolves in Norse mythology. They show how wolves were both admired and feared by the Norse people, who saw them as symbols of chaos and order, destruction and strength, wildness and wisdom. Each of these stories adds a unique twist to the werewolf mythology, reflecting the diverse cultures and beliefs of different regions around the world. Whether they instill fear or admiration, these legends continue to capture our imagination and remind us of the enduring allure of mythical creatures. But that's not it. We have something really interesting that happened in real life, and not only in stories or legends: the werewolf trials. The werewolf trials were a type of witch trials that accused people of transforming into wolves and committing crimes such as murder and cannibalism. They were influenced by superstition, religious conflict, and social unrest in Europe from the 15th to the 18th centuries. Some of the earliest werewolf stories come from ancient civilizations, such as Mesopotamia, Greece, and Rome. They often involved gods, curses, and human-animal transformation. Werewolf trials were most common in France, Germany, and Eastern Europe, especially in rural areas. Some of the most famous cases were Peter Stump in Germany, Gilles Garnier in France, and the Gandillon family in Switzerland. In Livonia, now Latvia and Estonia, werewolf trials were different from other regions because the local peasantry did not believe in Satan or witches, but only in werewolves and magic. The authorities tried to impose the European witchcraft model on them, but often failed to do so. Werewolf trials gradually declined in the 17th and 18th centuries, as the educated elite stopped believing in the devil or animal transformation. However, some cases persisted until the early 18th century in Bavaria and Austria. The following are symptoms extracted from different legends and stories around the world. Remember, these symptoms are purely fictional and part of the rich mythology surrounding werewolves in various cultures. While they make for exciting and spooky tales, they are not based on any real medical or scientific evidence. Werewolves remain creatures of mystery. One of the most iconic features of werewolves is their ability to transform from a human into a wolf-like creature during the full moon. This lunar connection is prevalent in many werewolf stories and is believed to be the trigger for their metamorphosis. In many legends, werewolves lose control of their human consciousness when transformed, and they become driven by primal instincts and heightened aggression. They may exhibit violent and unpredictable behavior during this state. Werewolves are described as having physical attributes of both humans and wolves. Their appearance might include sharp claws, fangs, glowing eyes, enhanced strength, speed, and heightened senses. After transforming back into their human form, werewolves often have no memory of their actions during their time as a wolf-like creature. This amnesia adds to the mystery and horror surrounding their existence. Individuals who believe they are werewolves may wake up with unexplained wounds, scratches, or torn clothing after nights of the full moon, attributing these injuries to their transformation. Werewolves are commonly associated with a strong affinity for the wilderness and a preference for remote and wooded areas. In some werewolf tales, silver is considered harmful to werewolves. Silver bullets or objects are often believed to be the only way to kill them or prevent their transformations. Werewolves may have an aversion to religious symbols or sacred objects, such as crosses or holy water in certain stories. In some legends, being a werewolf is portrayed as a hereditary curse passed down through generations within a family. Now we know different myths and stories about werewolves, but how would you defend yourself from one of these creatures? Some of the common ways of getting rid of werewolves are silver. Silver is often considered to be a deadly weapon against werewolves, as it is believed to have a purifying effect that can counteract the curse or infection that causes the transformation. Silver bullets, knives, swords, or other objects can be used to injure or deal with a werewolf. This idea may have originated from the legend of the Beast of Gévaudan, a man-eating wolf-like creature that terrorized France in the 18th century. It was said that the beast was finally killed by a silver bullet fired by a hunter named Jean Chastel. Wolfsbane, also known as aconite or monkshood, is a poisonous plant that has been used in folklore as a remedy or a repellent for werewolves. It is said that wolfsbane can prevent a person from turning into a werewolf, or cure them if they have already transformed. It can also be used to poison or weaken a werewolf. However, wolfsbane is also very toxic to humans, so it must be used with caution. Beheading a werewolf is sometimes depicted as a way to deal with them, similar to the idea of dealing with vampires. Removing the head is thought to prevent the creature from regenerating or coming back to life. Like many supernatural creatures, werewolves are often vulnerable to blessed or holy items, such as crosses, holy water, or items imbued with divine power. Some stories suggest that certain herbs or plants, often associated with protection or banishing, can be used to repel or weaken werewolves. In some tales, the power of curses or spells can be used to defeat or control werewolves. These magical methods may involve invoking supernatural forces to weaken or destroy the creature. As the moon is closely associated with werewolves, some stories suggest that disrupting the lunar cycle could eliminate the werewolf's transformation ability. Certain rituals or ceremonies may be depicted in stories as ways to rid an individual of their werewolf curse or to kill a werewolf. These rituals can vary widely depending on the source material. There you have it, a glimpse into the enigmatic origins and diverse legends of werewolves. From ancient myths to chilling historical accounts, the fascination with these shape-shifting creatures has endured through the ages, captivating our hearts and minds. Let us know in the comments, what do you think of this creature, and what would you do if you crossed paths with a werewolf? Until next time, and beware of the full moon.